All right. Good evening. Oh, she's okay. There's going. I make what do we? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good. What was that? I'm not sure what that was. I don't know what happened there. Everything is pushed in where it should be. I do not know what happened there. Is that plugged in? It is. All right. I don't know. That was weird. Did you see it go blank for a second, guys? Let me just kill the volume on this phone. All right. Oh, that was very weird. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys are having a good week. Uh, so I'm going to tell you but we're going to get into the topic here in just a moment. And what I did today is actually part of the topic. Okay. So, but before we get into everything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches are going to boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. All right. So just be decent. We have a great chat. We'll enjoy each other's company, and we will go from there. All right, what do we got? 170 in the chat already, but only 72 thumbs up, which is less than half. So I'm going to ask right away. Let's get some thumbs up there, folks, and jump that up and get that going. And I appreciate that ahead of time. Also, again, it really does make a big difference with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. All right, so and again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so uh, getting your houses in order, getting things ready, being prepared. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about. And I got to tell you, realistically, and just being 100% honest, absolutely everything that I do, everything that I'm planning out, what I got going on, and all that type of stuff, is about being as ready as I possibly can be. Obviously, making things here better in the long run. That's the ultimate goal, obviously. And then when, and I do believe it's a matter of when, not if, things go sideways, that we're going to be in a better situation here. And that's the ultimate goal for down here in West Virginia. So, one of the things that I have wanted to do, and several years ago, God, it's got to be 3 or 4 now. I don't even remember exactly. I had one of my subscribers sent me a beehive, and so she had sent this beehive, and I still have that beehive. It is still sitting up in New York. Okay, and I have been wanting to get going with bees, and down here is much better. It's a better place to do bees down here. So there's a place locally that is a beehive place. And I had been meaning to get there and meaning to get there and just hadn't gotten there yet. And so today I did stop at the beehive store. And so, with talking with the owner of the beehive store, she was saying that they get to a point they have to order. If you're going to order bees, like now was the time to order bees. They'll be in by the end of April, and they get to a point where they do a cutoff because the hive will not have enough time to be ready for winter if you don't get them started early enough. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I know squadouche about raising bees, dealing with bees, that type of stuff. No, they don't deliver. You have to go pick them. When the bees come in, I'll have to go get them from the bee store. So let me tell you the rest of the story first. But I know nothing about bees. Nothing. So what I did was normally it would be something I would present before my entire group of people and talk about, investing in this, endeavor to get bees down here. But what I did today is I called I have a committee, a 3-person committee, and I spoke with the members of the committee. And so, they all said absolutely. And I already let the rest of my group know we do a group text as well. So after I talked, yeah, I'm going to need a bee suit. Yeah, I'm definitely getting I'm definitely getting a bee suit. So that there's not any ifs, ands, or buts about that. I will be making sure that I'm as protected as I possibly can be with dealing with bees. So after talking with the group, uh, yep, and we have black bear down here as well. And we're going to get into all of this, what we have to do with this. So anyway, what I did is I ended up going back to the bee store. I ordered the bees. And I also ended up getting a beehive, a starter beehive for them. And I will show you that. I'll do a video on it here probably tomorrow or something, and I will show you that as well. But you better get a lot of Benadryl because you're going to need it. Hey, I'm actually not allergic to bees. I'm not. But so anyway, I was talking with a lady, and she was saying that they have beehives out this way where I'm at. And she said, I will tell you right now, she goes, some people listen, some people don't. You're going to need an electric fence. She said, you have black bear in the area, and they absolutely will get into the beehives. And yeah, beekeeping isn't easy. No, I already know. It's a job like anything else. You know, you got to keep an eye on your bees, and there's a lot to it. I am going to learn. I am going to learn. So one of those things that get a horizontal hive, it will make it a lot easier. Yeah, what it is you get, okay, so what she explained to me was this, okay? You get your initial beehive, and that's where the bees basically, they like live in that part. Now, depending on how active the queen is and how many eggs she's laying and all that type of stuff, the second chamber could also possibly be living quarters once you get them started, and then you're going to need to add the next box on. So maybe the next box is going to be more living quarters, if you will, or it possibly may be where they're starting to produce honey. So that second tier, if let's say if it's just the honey on the second tier, okay, uh, with that one you have to that's for them, that's for the bees to get through the winter, to be able to survive and all that type of stuff. The third box, once you get to the third box where they're making, as long as bees are active and are working like humans, they like to work and they like to make things. Um, Freddie left you. Get yourself some Labatt's tall boys. Thank you for what you do, Ed. Hope you get the Harley out soon. Thank you very much, Freddie left you. I appreciate that, and I will take that, and I will get a couple more of the Labatt's blue tall boys. Yeah, 129 a piece. It ain't a bad price. Not a bad price at all. But anyway, so anything higher up than that, that's you. You can have that, and utilize that honey. And so I have a million and one questions, and we just kind of got started. What I did pick up with this as well is there a feeder that you feed them. Like when I first get the hive, I have to feed them sugar water. So it's 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of water. You boil it down. Uh, I can use. She goes, "If do you have a mason jar?" I said, "Yeah, I think I can come up with a mason jar." So and I'll show you guys when I do the video. The feeder box is you put it into the hive on the bottom, and you put your mason jar on it, and you have it. So then the sugar water, they'll utilize that to get things going. And so I'm really excited about this. Like I said, don't know squat about bees. Not coming on here trying to be like, well, I'm Mr. Bee expert. I am not. So it's a learning process for me too. And so but I am excited about it because I will tell you guys, I absolutely love honey. If anybody's been watching for any length of time, you know that I love honey. And so to me, to be able to have the natural honey from this area and to be able to utilize that does a couple of things. Anybody that has allergies, if you have local honey, this I already know. This one I do know. If you have raw honey locally, that is the best honey to have. It is great for anybody that has allergies because it has all the local plants in the area that the bees have been pollinating and stuff like that in that honey. So really, really a great prep to have. And everything, in addition to sugar water, you need to Pollen patties, they need their protein. Okay, yeah, I got, like I said, I got a lot more research that I want to do. You know, I definitely have a lot more research to do, and so I got about a month before the bees are ready. But one of the things we're going to have to do, because of where we live and we do have black bears, she had suggested, she goes, listen, you can do it or not do it, but I'm going to tell you, you absolutely have black bears in your area, which I told her I already know I have black bears in the area, and black bears love honey. So she goes, you're going to need an electric fence. So she said, one of the things you got to realize, if you have electric fence around, where you have the beehives. So we're starting out with one. Okay, we're starting out with one, and then we're going to hopefully expand as we go. Probably not this year, probably next spring. I would try to expand and get at least a second hive going next year, but that's besides the point. So anyway, what she was saying is, you got to make sure that you have the hive far enough in so that the bear can't like reach in with its paw, because they'll pull it to them. Even if the fence is electric, um, they'll pull it to them. So that is, and I'm already like doing the research on that. I was talking to one of the members tonight, in the group, and he was like, yeah, they, for an electric fence, right? With a solar electric fence, it's like, well, you have to get the electric fence is like $200 for a 100-foot long electric fence, which is more than enough what we need, right? We're going to make a big circle. And I'm going to put the beehive in the center of the circle. The So we're going to need to get that. We're also going to need to get. They have the box that you turn on and off, and that the solar panel type of thing. That we need as well, and that's like another $200. So is it an investment? Absolutely yes. But again, big picture planning, looking ahead. I want to be able to have a reliable source of honey, and so that is, you know, the, the internet shows me who thinks outside the box. Yeah, well, you have to make plans. You have to make plans, and what we're trying to do down here is, you know, trying to get things organized and get things squared away and put the pieces in place so that we can be successful. And and again, I think that it is a great thing to know how to do, and I think it's a great thing to have. And plus, we need the bees. So if you have bees yourself and you're taking care of them, and you know the ins and outs, and you learn, and you know how to deal with it, that's what we're going to be doing. And like I said, I'm excited about it. And but it's a great prep item to have, you know. And I have enough, I have enough room on the property. So where will the beehive go? All right. So I was already thinking about this, and it's definitely going into the upper meadow. So what she was suggesting is some place where it can have shade in the wintertime or summertime, but not in direct wind in the wintertime. So as you guys know, the wind blows this way. So I thought to myself, um, where will be the perfect place to put this beehive? And I already thought about it, and it's a flat area. It's going to be perfect. It's not where anybody's going to be going on a regular basis. Right behind the shipping container, there's a big enough area back there. I could put the beehive right in there, and it's going to be a really good spot. And but yeah, I'm really excited about that. Now, in the upper meadow, right? What are we going to have in the upper meadow? We're going to have fruit trees. So the bees are going to be able to pollinate the fruit trees. We plan on having um, the high tunnel greenhouses in the upper meadow as well. And so they'll be opened up so the bees will be able to get in there and do their thing too. Now, here's something interesting that I did not know until I talked to her. No, actually, it's not that far, Papa Bug. I was just going to talk. I asked her, well, how far will bees go, to collect honey, or pollinate and stuff like that? And she said usually about 2 miles, but generally about a mile is where that's how far out they'll go. And so I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And so really, really excited about it. And yes, will we have bees around? Yeah, we'll have bees around. But it's, again, a symbiotic relationship. You take care of them, they're going to produce for you, and we're going to have a great source of honey in the long run down the road. SHTF happens. Well, and again, now the electric fence, it's all solar. So it'll be a solar electric fence. And, so I don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that. It'll be just, it's one of those, you want to have the ones that pulse. So, like when you touch the fence, you're going to get that pulse. It's not a constant, all the time type of thing. And so, really, really excited about that. Really, really excited about that. So, um, name suggestions for the queen bee. Oh, we actually talked about. Okay, so I actually talked to Mark about this too, and so we're going to talk about that tonight as well. Because like with the pavilion, we know the name of the pavilion. We know what the name of the bunker is going to be. I said to Mark, I go, do you want to do a naming contest for your cabin? Now he said, he goes, well, I got to be honest with you. He goes, I kind of like the deer blind because obviously why we were calling it a deer blind, right? So he goes, but if there's somebody can come up with a better name than the deer blind, he goes, I would be open to that. So if you guys have any suggestions on what to call Mark's cabin down in the woods there, I would love to hear it. I'm sure he would love to hear it. And so we're definitely, open to that. And so he's probably in the chat as well tonight. So if you want to put some suggestions up, feel free. And, he can look at that. And if he picks somebody's out that he likes, but I like the deer blind too. I think it's kind of funny because obviously it's a joke, because of people that can't mind their own business. But so, anyway, so that is that. But all right, getting your houses in order, getting prepped up, being ready. I don't know if you guys saw today that the Fed did raise the interest rates again today, another 0.25%. They want to rise. It's what that takes it to 4.75, I believe. They want to get it up to 5.25, I believe, is what their goal is, right? And so, stock market was down over 500 points today because of that. They thought that maybe the Fed would hold off raising rates because of, the banks having all kinds of issues, and that's obviously not the case. So things are going to get interesting. It's getting harder and harder for people to borrow money to do the different things that they want to do. And with them raising the interest rates even more, it makes it more difficult. So it will be very interesting to see where things go from there. So LPOP Shack, yeah, it's not a bad one. So, but yeah, so like I said, Mark will look at these comments and he can kind of make a determination. I'm letting him decide because it's his cabin. So, but you know, anyway, I think it's very imperative, folks, to get your houses in order, to get things squared away, to get to where you need to be. Do the things that you need to prioritizing. Prioritizing is going to be very, very important. What do you want to do? What do you want to get done? It's like with Mark when we were talking about the cabin. He said, I really didn't want to spend all the money right now to do it, but it puts me in a position, which is smart, right? That bite the bullet, get it done. He goes, once he's got the wood stove completely hooked up and he finishes up what he needs to do with the building, and he's going to put a porch around it on the outside. I think at least half of it, maybe three quarters. I'm not 100% sure yet. But, and then he's going to box in the bottom and use that for storage. He'll have a nice place that he can come down to for years and years and years to be able to relax, to hang out. And then when we do our get togethers, he's got his places squared away. And believe me, there's many members already, because the weather hasn't been exactly wonderful, that have said, hey, Mark, can I stay in the cabin tonight? I don't know if you guys saw that Dave had brought down his travel trailer, and he's utilizing that as a place to stay for himself right now until he gets something built. And so, all those things, it's going to take time, you know. Yeah, EpiPen for, well, actually, we're going to make Samantha the head beekeeper. So she's going to be the head beekeeper because she's deathly allergic to bees. No, we're not making Samantha the head beekeeper. Um, Liking the beard? Well, thank you, Don. Yeah, I know Ronnie was giving me a hard time. He's like, so you don't grow the beard all winter, and now we're getting towards where it's spring, and now you're growing the beard. And I said, for now, we'll see. We'll see how long I decide to keep it or how long I decide to let it grow. I just decided to, when I got the poison ivy, I didn't want to shave my face because it was all, I had that big, huge thing here and over my eye here. And I was just like, yeah, just let it go. And now I just decided, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what it turns into. But, but anyway, yeah, we actually in the chat we were talking about the fact that she is allergic to bees, and so I think having some if you are allergic, having an EpiPen is probably a smart thing to do. If you have that allergy to bees and you're a group member, go to your doctor, ask them for an EpiPen, keep it here on site. It's easy, right? That way, if you get stung, you can hit yourself with that EpiPen. Dave, I know Dave has some issues as well. I think it is with bees. So go to your doctor, man. See if he'll put in a prescription for. Yes, I did get the jewel weed soap. I got okay. So I'm gonna have to actually just do like a video. I've gone to the post office box like twice. I got a bunch of stuff the first time. I just got a bunch more stuff the second time. No, not allergic. Who was saying that they were allergic? Somebody was saying in the chat that they were allergic. Maybe it was Rob. Yeah, I think it was Rob. Okay. Well, Rob will have to. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Dave. But we're yeah. If like I said, Rob's going to need to go to his doctor, get himself an EpiPen order, and get that in there. So it's just a smart thing to do. If you know that you have a reaction, it's a smart thing to have on hand. I'm obviously not allergic to bees. I've been stung. Down here, I've been stung already. So, got stung last year. I think twice last year I got stung. But that's what you got to deal with. But I have an allergic to reaction to government BS. Yeah, no kidding, John. I totally understand that. I understand that. So, um, but anyway, going back to, you know, being prepared, being ready, prioritizing what's important. I am just trying to do everything I possibly can right now, to be honest with you, to put us in the best possible situation for success down here. Uh, Trying to get things done. Like I said, obviously I've been working on the road. I've done 5 loads of gravel. I didn't do any today because it was raining. It was still raining. Today wasn't like a heavy, steady downpour rain. It was that miserable, misty, type of rain that just it's constant. It's just enough to be a pain. And so that's what I was dealing with here today. Now tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful down here, and it was in the 40s today. So it wasn't even worse than a drizzle. Not even like a drizzle, but worse than that. But anyway, I didn't move any stone today. Tomorrow's supposed to be nicer. I'm going to probably do at least 1 load tomorrow. Every load that I get in the road, it just makes the road that much better. And I'm just trying to put us in a situation so when we get into April and the rains do come like they come every April, that we are in better shape down here. And so that's what I'm trying. I'm just trying to do what I can at this point as far as that part goes. It's got to get done. I utilize the road obviously more than anybody else. So, to me, I was like, okay, it's time to get motivated and try, and it's going to put me in great shape doing it too. So what are we at? 527, 532 in the chat. We're 239 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Thank you very much ahead of time for that. And I do appreciate that. Also, it really does make a huge difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction, the better for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So I'm going to mention this one time, just one time here right now. I do have a sale going on my website, preppernurse1.com, on the legacy freeze-dried foods. Some people have said they've had issues trying to get their orders in. Okay, if you are, go to my website, preppernurse1.com, click on store, it drops down, you'll see legacy foods. You click on that. It will take you to the store within the website. If you have any issues at that point with trying to get an order in, shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. I will put you in touch with my IT guy, and he will get you squared away. Okay, and hopefully, then we can do that. You need an experienced beekeeper in the group to learn really fast. There are a lot of time and money. Well, I don't have an experienced beekeeper. So, I'm going to have to learn how to do it. And I'm okay with that. So, you know. But anyway, the sale's going to be going on for the Legacy Freeze Dried Food, guys. That's going to be going on for, I think, till April 1st or April 2nd. I'll have to look what the date is. But so, if definitely take advantage of it. I have freeze dried food in my preps, as you guys know. I like freeze dried food. I think it's a nice thing to have, And I love when people say, when they go, well, with freeze dried food, you have to have water. Really? Wow. Thanks. you know, um, but it's just, I just think it's funny. I'm just like, it's the easiest thing. It's lightweight. There's water everywhere as long as you're in, a spot where you can have water. If you live in Arizona and you're in the middle of the desert, you might have an issue. Okay. But I think, yeah, you got to have water anyway. Exactly, Don Hill. That was kind of what I was thinking in my head. Wow, really? You got to have water? You need water anyway. So, but yeah, that is funny. I am going to get a beekeeping suit, and they do sell them at that place. I'm going to look at what the cost. I didn't do it today, obviously. I just kind of started with stuff. So, um, and I said, I know more stuff. I said, so I'm going to be in here. I'm going to be asking questions. Uh, do you have any of your group members plan to farm anything specific? What particular skills do you have covered as a group? Okay, I can prep. Great question. And again, look at that, hardcore member now for 19 months. So appreciate the support there as well. Thank you for that. What we have in the group, medical is covered, right? We don't have a doctor in the group. Love to have a doctor in the group, but we don't have a doctor. Discount code. What is the discount code again? Cold Snap 2023. I think that's what we put down. It's right on my page as well for my website. It'll be right at the top of that page what it says as far as the discount code, and that is 20%. That is 20%. So just so you guys know, but anyway, so medical pretty much is covered as far as that goes, obviously, except for a doctor. We have carpenters in the group. We have people that know how to do that. How much water is the well putting out? I'll tell you that in just a second. I wanted to answer that question first. And so we got carpentry, some electrical skills, that type of stuff. What else do we got? We got some people that can cook, which I think is absolutely important. You got to have somebody that can make a decent meal. I get by, but I am definitely not a skilled cook, and I'll be the first to admit that. I'll survive no matter what, but I'm not I am not Chef Tell over here, or Gordon Ramsay. So, but we got some ex-military in the group, which I think is important as well. And so there is people that know how to can. There's people that know how to garden. So there's a lot of different skill sets in the group. Everybody brings something a little bit different. We do not have a dentist. No, not at this point. But people bring different skill sets, and I think that that's important. Where somebody might be strong in one area, they may be weak in something else, and that's okay. That's why you have that strength in numbers. That's why you have that strength in numbers. Okay, as far as the well goes, uh, I will tell you this. I'll be 100% honest with you. Absolutely 100% disappointed with the well. Uh, Basically, what we are at, we're 325 feet deep. It ends up that we're basically in a, if I pull water out of the well right now, I could probably pull out 240 gallons of water. Okay. And I'll have to get a holding tank. That's something that we're going to definitely do as well. It is basically 20 gallons an hour, 20 gallons in an hour. So it's going to have quite a big recovery time for the well. But, if I'm pulling out 240 gallons a day and I have a big storage tank, I have my other rain catchment systems in place, and we got a bunch of different areas that we have water stored, yeah, it's better than zero. Exactly, Viking Prepper. That's the one way to look at it. But for the cost, for the cost, uh, it was tough. But it is what it is, and you have to be able to roll with those punches. When you punch a well in someplace, you're taking a chance. You know what I mean? You're taking a chance. But hope you have an experienced crafter in a group, someone who can sew and repair clothes. I'll tell you who can sew, crochet, and do all that. That's Heather. Heather has that skill down. She knows how to do all that type of stuff. I mean, the one year for her prom, she made her own dress. So when she went there, everybody's like, "Oh my God, that dress is awesome. Where did you get it?" And then when Heather said, "Oh well, I made it myself," they were just blown away. So, but yeah, Heather's in New York, but things go sideways. Heather's coming down here. That is the game plan, and we've talked about that. Anyone with knowledge of wild edible plants? Yeah, I have some knowledge with that. I also have a ton of books on that. So that would be something that we would be working on as a group as well. And there's, like I said, I just want you guys to realize this, okay? Over the course of the winter sucks. The weather has sucked. It hasn't been pleasant, and we've been very, very busy down here. Once we get to a point where we have the pavilion is done, right? The pavilion's in, it's done, it's squared away, we can use it. We have an area we can congregate and stuff like that. The bunker is going to be an ongoing thing. It's going to be going on for a long time. That's just the way that's going to be. So that's going to be a working project no matter what. Eventually, we will get to a point where the road is squared away. That's going to take time, obviously, as well. What we're going to do as we get into the warmer weather, we're going to be doing a lot more training. And so when I say training, what do I mean? Again, wild edibles, medicinal plants, finding out what's in the area locally, doing other training, rescue training, working together, that team building type of exercises, those type of things. So it's not just going to be, oh, you come down here and you work your butt off for a couple of days and then you go home. Now if somebody's trying to build something and they're trying to get something built, then obviously we're going to work with them as a group to help them facilitate that to get things built. That is, that's one of the things that we're going to be doing. And but I do definitely, I do want to do a lot of training. There is things that we need to make sure people are proficient at, that they know what to do, how to do them, and those type of things. When is the pizza oven going into the Ravens Pavilion? We will definitely have a pizza oven is going to be part of the plan outside of the pavilion. And so that I'm not sure what end we're going to put it on yet. It might be the pavilion goes this way, right? The pavilion is going that way. I'm pretty sure we're going to put it on this end over here closer to the camper because that is a flatter area. And so, that is something that we are definitely going to do as well. Yeah, we're going to hold some classes. We're going to, like I said, we're going to do training, making sure that, people are as ready as they can be. So when the time comes, again, are you making your own oven like Town Sense? Yeah, probably. We'll probably make it ourselves. That's going to be part of the game plan. Yep. But Is there a Red Cross in your area? I couldn't tell you, Okie Forge. That I have no idea. I'm sure. Yes, we Viking Prepper. We've already gone over some of that already. So he's talking about gun safety training. We've gone over that already. We definitely are going to be doing plenty of shooting down here, practicing that way. We've already done some of that, working with people, seeing who's weaker or stronger in those areas, because I think that that is important as well. You need to know who can shoot and who cannot shoot, and the thing is, just being able to shoot is not always necessarily the end all be all, right? You can be the greatest shot in the world, but if you can't pull that trigger when it's necessary, what good are you? I mean, realistically, I'm not saying that in a mean way, in any way, shape, or form, but not everybody can do what is necessary when the time comes. There will be, there will be people that can, and there will be people that can't. So, I kind of have an idea already on that factor of it. And so, again, you're not going to send people out um, to do things, unfortunately, that don't have that mental fortitude to be able to do it. So, yes, but you also, exactly. And Max says you also have to know when not to shoot. Exactly. Using discretion, figuring out, do you feel that these, see, what you have to listen to, and again, and this is something that I've always tried to do, and every time I've gone against it, it has burnt me every freaking time. Not listening to my gut. If I listen to my gut and my gut tells me, if I got a gut feeling that this is a bad situation or this is a bad person, that's not a good fit for the group, um, I'm going to listen to my gut. I will tell you right now, we had one member of the group, all right, one member of the group that had done nothing wrong, nothing wrong, but I got a gut feeling, and I just said to myself, no, and I cut him loose. I cut him loose because I can't have that. I can't have somebody down here that I can't trust now. If I can't trust you now, what do you think's going to happen after an event when things are sideways? You know what I mean? And so that's what you have to think about. You gotta, let's talk about this, and I think that this is important. So I got to tell you, I had one of the group members ask me, all right, and so he says, I have somebody who's like a mentor to me, and we pay every one of the group members pays dues every month, okay, and the dues go into the property, uh, gravel for the road, building the pavilion, whatever the projects are that we're working on. We all vote on it. We decide where we're spending the money. That money is not for me to do what I want to do with. It's to make things better down here for everybody. Okay. So he was saying, well, this guy said, is he just like collecting the money and then he's just going to kick everybody out of the group or whatever the case may be? And I said to him, I said, okay, I want you to go back to your friend and say, if I was just doing that and I didn't care and I'm just trying to collect as much money as I possibly could, I said, there was a couple people that have been asked to leave the group. Okay. I said, why would I ask them to leave? If it was only about the money, right? If it was only about the money, I would want every single person that I could get in here to try to get that money. But it ain't all about the money. Okay. The money, what the money is for is to make things better for everyone. That's what the money's for. So, and it's not who I am. Right. Exactly. See, what you understand is what you see is what you get. I tell people all the time, the only difference between me here on YouTube and me in real life out there talking to you in a group or something like that, the only difference is I swear more when I'm not, well, I don't swear on here. I try not to. Okay. But in real life, I will tell you, I swear like a drunken sailor. It's just the way that I am. I not sugarcoating it. I will watch my language. If like Cheryl, one of the ladies in our group, Cheryl's 67. I'm not going to be dropping F bombs around when Cheryl's here. It's about respect, being who you're around, and and those type of things. So if it's just us guys, if it's just a bunch of guys down here, I mean, it's on. you know but again, I feel like on here I can get my point across without having to use foul language. That's just the way it is. So but like I said, what you see is what you get. I'm honest to a fault. I say it like it is. If I feel like somebody is not going to be a good fit to the group, I'm going to let them know that, hey, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but if it's not going to be a good fit, it's not going to be a good fit. But it's just we have a plan down here, and you need to have solid people that can handle themselves when the time comes to take care of what needs to be taken care of. And so, do we have stronger members and weaker members? Absolutely. Okay. But if you come together, you work together, when the time comes, the weaker members, they're going to step up. They're going to have to step up because it's a survival situation at that point. You know what I mean? No more kid gloves. The BS is over. Here's something that I want you to think about, and this is really important, guys. Okay. Let's say you decide you want to get a group going and you want to have some people in a group. If you have somebody right now in today's society, our society the way it is, that is not mentally stable, right? They're not mentally stable. You can tell. A lot of times you can tell. You go, I don't think all the elevators are going all the way to the top, right? Okay. What do you think that person's going to be like in a post event? They're going to be a liability, a bad liability. And you don't want to have to deal with that in a post event. I'm telling you right now. So if you have somebody that you realize, all right, this person is definitely not a good fit, you can't have them in your group. You can't. You just can't, because that's going to hurt you guys in the long run. So, but you have to pick and choose. And I'm trying to be very picky who I bring in here. If I'll give somebody a chance, and we'll see how it goes. But as long as I'm not getting any red flags or getting any bad gut feelings, I'll give somebody a shot, and I can tell you right now, I've met some great people. We have a fantastic group, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on YouTube and, oh my God, we got the greatest group in the world. I'm probably sure there's probably better groups out there than my group, and that's fine. But we're coming together as human beings, realizing, looking at what the big picture is. I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, "Yeah, I know that there's a militia group in the area," and I said, "I'm sure that there are. I'm sure that there are. I want no part of a militia. I don't want no part of that. Okay, that's not what we're doing down here. That's not what this is about. It's not about like, look at us, we're drinking beer and we got our guns and we're tough guys. That's not what this is about. This is about like-minded people realizing that this country that we are in is in big, big trouble. Big trouble. And we need to come together and work together, like-mindedness. Now, do we have guns? Yeah, we do. Okay. But it's not about trying to do or go and do things bad. What it is about protecting what we have here. What you have to understand, when SHTF happens, all right? When SHTF happens, my plan is to hunker down, stay right here on the property, take care of what we got to take care of here. We're not venturing out. If we have planned or prepared accordingly the way we hope to, there's no reason to go out. You let the rest of the world burn itself down, 6-8 months down the road, there's going to be a whole lot less people in the world. A whole lot less. All right. And if you are organized the right way and you have prepared accordingly, yeah, the FBI is watching militias like a hawk. Oh, of course they are. I'll tell you what, Sonia, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if, maybe already, maybe down the road, that somebody would come in here, government type of individual, to see what the heck's going on and see what we're all about. They're going to be very sadly disappointed. because we are not looking to overthrow the government. That's absolutely nothing. I tell people when they come in and we sit down and we talk, I said, listen, you know, we may be more anti-government type of people, but we're not looking to overthrow the government. That is not what we are. We are not a militia. We are not that. I said, if you're looking to be something to do with that, this is not the group for you. We are like-minded people coming together, working together, looking at the big picture, trying to survive long-term when things go sideways. And in the meantime, right, we're coming together once a month, building those bonds. We're going to do the egg count in just a second. Relax. Building those bonds, coming together, working together, and doing what we need to do, and enjoying each other's company, and having a good time doing it, and laughing, and being able to see things grow and develop. It's exciting. It really, really is. Okay. All right. So anyway, so that's it for that for the moment. We will come back to that. We will be putting them to work. They won't hang around. Oh, yeah. People that, yeah, and exactly, and that's how you separate the men from the boys, as they say. And we got strong women in our group as well. Okay. You find out who can do what and who can't. And that's how it goes. All right. So I'll even I won't do it yet because you guys, somebody's already guessing. We can't have that already. So right now, yes or no for Miss Thickneck, and what is the egg count today? I'm going to count it from now on. So anybody that's already had a guess, put it back up there again. I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses, and we will go from there. And I'm going to get a drink of this delicious green tea. So we're at 5:35 with 346 on the thumbs up, guys. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I do appreciate that ahead of time. Again, it really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so they had the guess ahead of time. And when I said you better put your guesses in if you've already guessed, they got it in again first. Com to Moon, if you had the same guess as Com to Moon, with 6 eggs, and yes for Miss Thickneck, then you are correct. And congratulations. But yeah, I saw you had the right answer in, and I'm like going, okay, if you've already made a guess, you need to do it again. And you got it in, and you were first again. So congratulations. You are the winner. You've won absolutely nothing. So I do have some books that I am going to be giving away that came in, and I'm going to do. I'll do a video about everything that's come in. I have had a couple flags come in as well, and so Comet Moon. It's Comet Moon. Okay, well, it don't look like Comet Moon. It looks like Come T Moon. I don't know. So, Comet Moon. Okay. And they're just laughing at me anyway, so that's okay. So, but anyway, what was I going to say here? Lost my train of thought now, so you got me all distracted. Comet Moon. Okay, well, okay. So sue me. I said it wrong. They know who they are. The most eggs we ever had in one day. Oh, flags. Okay, I'll talk about the yes. The most eggs we ever had in one day, we ended up having, I think it was 15 eggs out of 15 chickens. That was the most we've ever gotten. But unfortunately, some of those girls now are getting old, so I don't know how many more eggs we're going to get out of them. All right, so flags, books. So I got a bunch of stuff. I'm going to have to do a video about everything that I have gotten, and so I will do that. I there's some giveaways that I'm going to be doing with that were sent out to me, and I'll explain all that when I do that video. I did get a couple flags. I will be getting those flags up. Um, and so again, if anybody's interested, flags from the country you're from, I will take those and fly those. Not from state flags. I'm not flying state flags. Flags of the country you're from, I'll fly those. Also, I will fly military flags. So Air Force, Navy, Marines, um, what did I say? Army, obviously, and Coast Guard. Any of those you want to send them, I'm more than happy to fly them. And so I definitely will do that. But so if you want to, because we'll start doing that same thing down here with the flags, and we'll start getting flags up. But I actually have to, I got to get my U.S. flag up too. Yeah, the garrison flag, yes. I will fly that one as well. Do not tread on me. I will fly that. The POW MIA flag, I will fly that one as well. So no Space Force. Yeah. Well, uh, I don't know. But I'm not going to move any of the flags from New York. The flags in New York are going to stay in New York. But anything other than that, definitely I will fly down here. So we're going to start going from there, and we'll go with that. So don't ask me any stupid questions of, oh, will you fly the ISIS flag? No. All right. Will I fly the China flag? Yes. Okay. If you are from China originally and you want to send me a flag of China, I will fly that flag. I don't care. If you're from Iran, I will fly that flag. I don't care. Okay. Uh, and why? Why will I do that? Because not everybody in China is bad. Not everybody in Iran is bad. Okay. So that's it, there are people all over the place that are preppers, good people out there that don't believe. Do you think every American stands behind our government here and goes, they can do whatever they want, and I'm right behind them? Yeah, no Red Sox flags. No, Angela. So, no. So that's just the way that goes. But yeah, no sports flags, none of that stuff. Steelers flag, please. You know better, JJ. Nor no Yankees. I love my Yankees, but if I'm going to fly a Yankees flag, it'll be I buy it. But yeah, that's not. I'm not doing any of those type of things. I will do flags from the different countries, the military flags, the garrison flag, obviously. Um, and will I fly the Confederate flag? Yes, I will. You know why I'll fly the Confederate flag? Because it's the last time in this country when a group of people stood up, or actually, it's let us say it correctly, the Battle Flag of Virginia, right? It's the last time that people in this country stood up and said they weren't taking the government's crap anymore. So yes, I will fly that. It has nothing to do with race. It's not because I'm a skinhead or a white supremacist. So just so you know, but so just putting it out there ahead of time. Would you fly a flag that said "Chicken Nation"? That actually wouldn't be bad. So, but anyway, so just I do want to start doing that again and getting the flags up. So if you want to send me a flag like Puerto Rico, I know people before had sent me the Puerto Rican flag. I got no problem with any of that at all. Any country you're from, I will fly your flag. It just shows that we're not the United Nations, right? It's just that there are people all over the place, that we're working together. So any of my followers from the UK, if you would like to send me over the Union Jack, I will fly the Union Jack. Anybody from Australia, if you would like to send me your flag, I will fly that flag. Any of the countries. So, just putting that out there. And yeah, Canadian flag. I absolutely love Canadians. You guys know that. So, you know, just because you, just like us, have a moron as a leader, That's somebody's fault because somebody voted him in. But it ain't my fault, and it ain't a lot of people up in Canada's fault either. So, but any thoughts on Trump's current situation? I'm not even touch that. I'm not touching that at all. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to be discussing that. Uh, you know, not feeding into that hysteria. Not going to play that game. You know, so yeah, not going. I'm not even like I said, not touching that. So I want this channel to be focused on more focused on surviving and prepping and learning how to be self sufficient and what it takes to do that. So why no state flags? Because there's 50 states, and that would mean I would have to buy 50 flagpoles. You know how expensive flagpoles are? They're not cheap. And if you get the cheapy flagpoles, they don't last. So you actually have to buy halfway decent flagpoles so that they last. So that's why no state flags. So anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. But again, getting back to talking about initially, preparing, being ready. I think it's again. I don't make predictions. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh my God, it's going to happen anytime." It's happening now. I know there's plenty of channels out there doing that. Okay, I believe that that's counterproductive. I don't think that that helps anything. Why get yourself all worked up with something that you have zero control over, right? What you do have control over is what you do in preparation for those situations. And I think that is really, really important. And that's something you have total and complete control over. Uh, you can prepare the best way that you can. Put yourself in, yeah, the sky is falling. Yeah, exactly. I get so sick and tired of the sensationalized headlines. I see them. Don't need to call out channels because you guys know who they are, right? I get tired of it. And unfortunately, what it does when people do that constantly, and people feed into that because they're like, oh my God, what's going on? I got to know. Oh, what should I do? And they panic and they get scared. And a lot of times, fear turns into you doing absolutely nothing, right? And again, whatever's going to happen, folks, is going to happen. And there is nothing, nothing we can do to stop it, right? Nothing we can do to stop it. So what I try to do is, again, for me, the way I look at it is I'm going to prep the best way that I possibly can. I'm going to get ready the best way that I can. I'm going to put myself in an advantageous position. That's my goal. So that when I go down and put my head to sleep bed at night, I sleep like a baby. Because if it happens tomorrow or if it happens 6 months from now, I know two things. Two things I know. I am in a much, much better position than most of the people out there in the country, right? I'm in a much better position from them. And I also know this: I have good people working their way down here to come here to work together. Those are two things that I know without a doubt. Okay. So, that makes me sleep really good at night. And every day that I get where I can put another load of gravel in the road or work on something else, it makes me feel that much better because I'm making forward progress on a daily basis, getting something done today. All right. I might not have done a whole lot of physical stuff today because the weather didn't allow it. But what did I do? I said, okay, today it's a rainy, crappy day. Today's a good day to go and finally check out that beekeeping store. And because I did it now, finding out, okay, the bees are going to be going out the end of April. And so if you're going to order the bees, you need to do it soon because after that date, they're not going to be shipping bees out because the bees don't have enough time to be ready for winter then. So they have all summer and fall to get ready to, get stronger, to build the hive and do that type of stuff. And, that's to me, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. And so, again, continue to prioritize. Prioritizing is important. Look at where you're at, evaluate your situation. Okay, do I have ways to purify water? That should be number one. Number one on your list, do you have ways to purify water? All right. Very, very important. You guys know I got the Berkey here down here now. There's a Berkey back in New York because I'm not taking the Berkey away from Heather. Okay. But I went and got another Berkey here. Hugely important. It's a great prep item. But I don't just have the Berkey, I have other ways also that I can purify water. It is important to be able to have several different options when it comes to that. Okay, so I'm obviously going to tell you that's the number one prep you have, because if you don't have fresh drinking water, you can be dead really, really quickly. And I will tell you this again, and I've said this before. Okay, in a true SHTF event, when the taps aren't working anymore and there's no water coming out of there, gone through the treatment plants and all that kind of type of crap, the way that the most people are going to perish in a post event is through dysentery, not lead poisoning. Now, don't get me wrong, plenty will go that route. Plenty will go that route. But most of the people that pass in a post event are going to die from dysentery because they drink tainted water, they get a bug, they're going to get diarrhea, and they're going to crap themselves to death. Dehydration, and they're going to die. And there's nothing anybody's going to be able to do to save them because there's no hospitals to go to. There's no medicines if you don't already have them. If you don't have those medicines in hand, they're not there, they're not going to make it. Okay. So that's the number one way people are going to go in a post event. So, my number one thing that I would tell people is get a way to purify water. Many different ways. Okay. They have all kinds of things out there in the market, guys. You don't have to just have a Berkey. A Berkey is nice to have. That's great. But having other options is a smart thing to do as well. What we got to do shout outs, and then we're going to continue on with this conversation. So but water's number one. You know, that's your number one priority that you need to make sure you're taking care of. Did I pass it? No, not yet. I just got to find it again. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's do shout. Before we, what are we at? $3.99. Now we're 401. Okay. So we're 401 on this thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. Let's go. Should we say 500? Let's see. Man, that's a lot to ask in 20 minutes. Another 100. Let's see if we can hit 500 thumbs up. Why not? Just because, why not? So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. Let's see if we can hit that 500 number before we jump off of here. Again, makes a huge difference with the algorithm, so I thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, Icky Can up in Canada. Good friend of mine, real good guy. Definitely go and show him some support as well. You have Angry Prepper, which is Jason down in New York City. Great guy as well. Definitely go show him some love and some support. You have Alaska Prepper, which is Rudy. Definitely give him a look up as well. There's Alaska Granny. You have Sean James that has the Sean James channel and My Self-Reliance. 2 different channels. Same guy. Definitely go show him some support as well. Really good watching him build up in Canada. He knows what he's doing. You have Demcad, another good guy. There is Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizarriza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. There is Marfugal News, Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Good guys as well. Definitely show them some support. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. There is Wranglestar, and that's Cody. Real good guy, knows what he's talking about. Definitely give him some support as well. Let's see. We have Red Poppy Ranch. There's Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin, which is Kyle and Sierra doing their thing up in Minnesota. A nice young couple up there. There's Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband-wife team. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. Great couple. A lot of good information on both of their channels. There is Green Greg's. Again, does a lot of gardening videos, really good information with that. So definitely check that out. Southern Prepper One. You have Gray Man Prepping. There's St. Bernard Acres with Joe. You have Doug and Stacy. They've been around a long time. Great channel, a lot of good information. There is the Nomadic Movement. You have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona, a really good channel there. You have Camping with Steve Wallace, another really good channel for stealth camping. A lot of fun, just a nice escape, if you will. Bush Doctor Survival. There is Monkey Works, the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time, really good channel. Boss of the Swamp. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Project. Love Diamond. I think he's a great guy, very, very intelligent. Definitely should be listening to him. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper. You have Lumina Acres, Suspicious Observer. There is Bear Independent. You have the Uneducated Economist, Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There's Mary Greeley News giving you all the latest updates of Yellowstone and all the earthquakes that are happening. So definitely check her out as well. There's Adapt 2030. There is Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. There is Ryan Hall Y'all. If you're going to get your weather, that's the guy to get your weather from. Really, really good guy. You have Russell Brand. Again, he gives you the information and lets you decide what you want to do with it. I think that's a good thing as well. Deep South Homestead, The Outsider. There's The Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend's The Prepared Mind. You have Pinball Preparedness, which is he's down in Tennessee. East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. A lot of good channels, a lot of good information. I think we should be working together on that and supporting each other. Looking at different viewpoints, I think, is an important thing. So definitely check that out. So what do we have? 444. We need 56 more thumbs up, guys. Let's see if we can get them in here before we jump off here, just to get that number up to 500. The goal's 500. So if you haven't, again, let's keep that coming up there. So I wanted to go back and talk a little bit more about this, guys. Again, water is number one. Fresh water is so key, really, really important. After that, you're looking at making sure you have enough food. Definitely have your supply of food stocked up that you can, survive an extended period of time, especially if you have to hunker down. Keeping supplies hidden so that people don't come in and take your supplies from you. Those type of things, very, very important as well. So I would definitely encourage you to make sure you have enough food. Next thing's going to be shelter. You got to have shelter. So if you are bugging out, again, and I've said this many, many times, it's great having a bug out bag, and I think it's important to have a bug out bag, okay? That's definitely on the list of things you need to have. But you need to have a destination that you're going to go to. If you just think you're going to bug out and go off and live in the woods and you're going to be great and it's going to be fantastic and it's going to be some kind of fantasy, about 3 days later, you're going to realize that that fantasy is a nightmare, especially if you don't have the skills to survive in the wilderness. If you have not camped, if you have not gone out there and made a fire, if you have not been out in the woods in inclement weather and those type of things, it's not where you want to be. You want to make sure that you have, that squared away. Dysentery, you got to have something that's going to stop the diarrhea. Number one, you're going to need Tip Top Girl. You're going to need to be able to get those electrolytes back in your system and be able to keep things down so that you're not throwing up, and those type of things. I think that that's important. No, I will. What part? The Key West flag? No Key West flag. I don't know if I can be any more clear of what I've said as far as the flags go. So, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying no. Okay. So anyway, again, you got to get the fluids back in. You need to get those electrolytes back into your system. And that's, that's part of that as well. Do you need to have antibiotics? I think antibiotics are hugely important, especially in a post-event. We have talked many, many times on how you can get antibiotics without a prescription. There are ways to do it. I'm not going to tell you that you should get them from a certain way. I know that I have gotten them from a certain way, and I have used them on myself, and I've used them on my daughter. I'm not going to tell you what you should do as far as that goes. That's an individual choice, and I am not a doctor, so I'm not going to be giving medical advice, okay? But I think that it is important to have antibiotics. And if you have them, it's going to put you in a better position in the long term because people are still going to get sick. They're going to, you know, they're going to have issues. And if you don't have a way to treat those infections, a lot of people are going to die that don't need to die. Okay, so that's something that you really need to think about. Okay, yep, exactly. I've used 7-year-old. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not going to say it, but I read your comment and I get what you're saying. And yeah, so some things work, and there are things that definitely work. So, like I said, you have to think about those things. What do you 461? We need 39 more thumbs up, guys. 39 more thumbs up, and put us up to that 500 thumbs up goal. Again, we are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We are all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? So we will do that. I can still hear it raining outside too. We have Montreal, Quebec, Canada with Daniel. Franklin County, Ohio. Uh, Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house. Tucson, Arizona with Angela. New Mexico with Nate. Waterloo, New York. We have Tucson, Arizona with Laura. Ontario, Canada. Savannah, Georgia with Charles. East Central Illinois with Lana. Middle of Michigan with Whispering Pines. Northern Minnesota with Wendy. Manchester in the UK with Dominic. Missouri in the Ozarks with Delbert. Let's see, we got Arkansas in the house with Lady Kicks. BC, Canada with Emil. Alyssa in Utah. Jake in Indiana. Northern Virginia. Kevin also in Virginia. Let's see, we got Hale, Michigan with Joe. Seattle, Washington with a different Joe. Port Jarvis, New York. The UP of Michigan with Dawn. Northeast Pennsylvania with Pam. Leesburg, Florida with Joan. Northeast Ohio with Devil Dog Prepper. Charlotte County, Florida with Gloria. We got Spain in the house. That's cool. Glad you're here. South side of Virginia. Southern Mississippi with Mimi. Deep in the heart of Texas. Bay of Islands, Newfoundland, Canada. Very nice. Trenton, Florida. We got New York with Danny. Rhode Island with Sissy. Southern West Virginia with Alan Rice. I know where you are, Alan. Scott County, Virginia with Midway Farms. Fairmont, West Virginia with Judy. Fort Worth, Texas with Sonia. Central Virginia. We have Oxford, Connecticut with The Watcher. Central New York. We have Clinton County, Ohio. Northern Ontario. Oklahoma City with the Prepared Grunt. Southern Connecticut with Bob. Morgan County, Ohio with Frank. West Central Ohio with Dale. North Carolina with Kelly. So, Athens, Georgia with Carrie. So again, guys, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge, huge network of people. We are the ones that can make a difference now, and we can make a difference after an event. I think that we should absolutely try to do that and get that squared away, and I think that's really, really important to do. What are we at? 485. We need 15 more, guys. 15 more thumbs up before we jump off here. So again, in wrapping it up as far as being as prepared as you can be, look at your situations, evaluate your situations. Where are you weak? Where do you need to improve? Do you have enough warm clothes? Do you have plenty of blankets? Do you have wool blankets? Do you have those things squared away? Do you have tents? Do you have a tent that you could put up inside of your house, inside of a room, so that you can go into that room, especially if you're in a northern state, put that tent up, be able to go into that tent if you lose power? I think that that is important as well. We got Rose from Crow, Oregon. Very nice. Do you have ham radios? I think ham radios are very important as well. I think you absolutely need to get them there. If you go with the Bofang ham radio, it's not super expensive. It's very reasonable, and it is a good thing to have. Okay. So again, evaluate where your strengths are, evaluate where your weaknesses are, and make sure you're doing something to make them better. Seeds are also very important. Whispering Pines just said, absolutely. Uh, Again, and I have said this before, and I will say this again, in a true post event, there's going to be nothing to hunt in the woods. Look at the Great Depression, what happened then? And there was a whole lot less people around in the Great Depression. And they hunted the woods pretty much to almost extinction. It took 30 years for the woods to recover. All right. We got a whole lot more people here now, and people would go out there and they would shoot everything that wasn't moving or everything that was moving in the woods. There's nothing to get that way. We are going to be growers and gatherers in a post event. So having seeds, being able to wait to grow crops, being able to identify wild edibles, very, very important. The woods will feed you. You don't have to kill something in the woods to be able to eat. Okay, so really, really important stuff. Walking in the woods, and you can walk by enough food that's going to feed you and keep you alive, in season, obviously, that other people are going to walk by and think of that that's just a weed or that's garbage. They're not going to do anything about it. So those are things that are really, really important. There's a lot of important things that we need to do. But again, look at what your strengths are, look at what your weaknesses are, and act accordingly. It's as simple as that. Do what you can. Put yourself in a situation to be successful. Again, when the time comes, like I said, and I've said this before, it's a game. It's all a game. Everything, every day is a game. And I want to win. I want to win. So what does that mean? I want to win. Not only do I want to survive whatever's coming, I want to thrive on the other side of it. Just surviving in going day to day, not knowing what you're going to eat, what you're going to do, where you're going to stay, and all those type of things, um, that's not thriving. I don't want to be in that situation. All right. I don't want to be in that situation. I want to be in a situation where, okay, the end of the world has happened, but I'm still having decent meals every day. I'm still getting proper rest every day. I'm still being able to take a shower, wash up, get cleaned up. I'm still able to do those type of things every single day. All right. I got my garden out there and I'm watching my crops grow. I have the animals that I need to have. I have medicinal plants growing, all those type of things. And I have prepared accordingly enough that when the time comes, that if I have to eat just my preps, that I can survive a long, long time just on those preps. That's the game plan. That's the game plan. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to always encourage you guys to do is keep doing those type of things. All right. Well, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping these streams clean, keeping the riffraff out of here. Anybody trying to come in and cause trouble, I appreciate that. The porn bots, the spam bots, appreciate that as well. You know what? I'll tell you what I've been doing lately, and it always seems to be the same type of thing. They're doing, oh well, I made XYZ of money. I invested this much money with this guy, and oh, what I got great returns on that too. So you'll get like 7, 8 comments. I go through and I block every single one of them. Block them all. Block the original comment as well. I get rid of them. I hate that type of stuff because they're scams, and I'm not going to have people see that. And I just want to get them all out of there. So, so anyway, I want to thank all you guys for being here, supporting the channel as well. It is a lot of fun. I enjoy these chats, and hopefully people are paying attention. Hopefully you guys are listening. I have gotten a ton of feedback through the years that people said, this event happened where I lived, and because of you, we were prepared. And I want to thank you because that transition of not having power for a week or 2 weeks, it was for us. It wasn't a big deal. That to me is the best testimony that I can receive when somebody has listened to what I said and and put it into action, and they put themselves in a situation where when an event happened, and guess what, they're going to continue. Those natural disasters are going to continue. That's going to go on and on and on. It's never going to stop before SHTF happens and after. The only difference is there's not going to be any rebuilding after an SHTF event unless you're doing it locally yourselves. Okay. Um, so anyway, guys, remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we will be in much, much better shape. That's important. We have to stop letting them divide us. We're all human beings. We all bleed red. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter, what political affiliation that you have. It doesn't matter if you're vaxxed or you're unvaxxed. None of that matters. That's all non-sequential nonsense that is used constantly to keep us fighting amongst each other. I don't want to see that happen, and I want to see us come together and work together, because what we're doing here, all right, we have a group of strangers that came together here at my property. And what's happening? What's happening here? We're coming together. We're working together. We have a similar mindset. We have a similar game plan, and we're working together. And it's amazing to watch how that works. It's amazing to watch how that works, and it's awesome. And it can be done. I'd love to see it done on a large scale. A large scale. Well, let's go after the people that really want to control everything. All right. Also, remember, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from that negativity, and you guys are going to be just fine. Set realistic goals. Set goals that you know that you can achieve, because once you achieve them and you mark that off your list, you have that satisfaction. I got that done. That's done. Now I can move on to the next thing. Um, that's important. That's important. Forward progress. Just keep it up, okay? Don't listen to those negative people out there telling you what you can't do, because their life sucks. They want your life to suck too, okay? Don't let them do it. Don't let them win. All right. So anyway, guys, be safe. We're at 512, so we blew through 500, so that's awesome. Uh, Hang in there, guys. Just keep doing what you can. Small steps. I don't care if you think, oh, yeah, it's little, but I wish I could do more. Just make that forward progress. Just get it. Just do it. Okay. Just keep working at it. All right. I will see you guys later. Have a great night. I will talk to you all later. I'll see you on the next one. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.